What's up, y'all? It's T-Tar, and today we're looking at more of y'all's theories for Pokemon in 2024, so let's go. Johto remake speculation. Hey T-Tar, at this point, if Pokemon is gonna revisit Johto, it seems most likely for them to go for either Let's Go or a Legends Celebi game. This is actually something we haven't talked about much. You know, we're all talking about Legends in Unova, but how would y'all feel about a Legends game taking place in Johto? We actually have a perfect time period for this. I mean, let's finish with your theory first. I personally believe if we get any Johto revisit anytime soon, it'll be continuing on the Let's Go style of gameplay. But Johto simply doesn't have a Pikachu and Eevee equivalent. So that brings me to two possibilities. Let's Go Togepi and Let's Go Marie. Yo, you see, this is such a complicated topic because Pikachu and Eevee, they can sell as the mascots, but it's like nothing else works. Even like Umbreon and Espeon doesn't hit as hard. One of y'all mentioned this in a previous video that the reason they're called Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is just a reference to the original Pokemon Yellow in Japanese. So honestly, it sounds most profitable for them to not name it Let's Go and just actually pretty much trick their fans by naming it something like Dusk Gold and Dawn Silver. Hey, you didn't hear it from me. Or we got Let's Go Ho-Oh and Let's Go Lugia. These are good ones. It doesn't make sense. Like, what do you mean? Are you gonna give us a Lugia at the start? Technically, Let's Go Lugia and Ho can reference the very end of the game when you finally get them. Let's go. Could y'all imagine Game Freak pulls the ultimate reverse, and just like we got Ultra Sun and Moon instead of like a Pokemon Stars, we get Let's Go Chikorita, Let's Go Cyndaquil, and Let's Go Totodile. They just make 3 games, the exact same crap. Finally, the last idea I had is extremely far-fetched, as it'd be a first for Pokemon, but what if the Let's Go Johto games followed either Carmine or Kieran in the Johto region as playable characters? Kieran and Carmine arrive in New Bark Town where they meet with Professor Elm, contacted by Briar, who then supplies them with info on the occurrence of the Terrestrial phenomenon. Y'all getting me hyped for stuff that won't happen. Obviously, my dudes, I'd be so down if this happened, but it's a bit tricky with Let's Go. It does seem like they're trying to be more innovative nowadays, so you never know if a Let's Go-like game could be this different than the original. But y'all know the same way that like Red and Blue popped up in Let's Go, imagine, what were their names? Ethan and Lyra? Imagine they actually showed up. I guess it's a bit weird to see them talking, but it'd be actually really cool. Alder theory. Hey T-Tar, I really love your Alder video and I had some more about it. After researching a bit, I found out that apparently originally Alder was supposed to have a more Christ-like design. Yeah, I found this too, but I couldn't find where it came from. Could you imagine how crazy it is? The freaking Hisuian people have this literal Jesus up on their walls, right? With this ancient Alder looking man, and then Alder was supposed to have a more Christ-like design. And I mean, it's Alder of all characters, right? This is back in the black and white days. He didn't really have the biggest role in the games. So to ponder about giving him a holy design is kind of crazy. But check this, it would at least show their thought process behind what they planned with Alder, right? So even though they didn't give him a big role, they have context to the characters they make that just doesn't make it in the final games. So maybe they always planned for Alder to be carrying the blood of something special, hence why his grandson is so strong. And they have that like signature hair. If true, I wonder if this means they planned the Legends Arceus connection from the start. Additionally, apparently he speaks old-fashioned Japanese. Yeah, so this is a point a lot of people liked in terms of thinking this is Alder from the ancient past that got time warped to the future, which is like he's speaking in old Japanese in the Japanese versions of the games. And then also, you see how he carries all those Pokeballs on his neck and on his waist? They say the reason he does that is because he doesn't care to figure out how to work the Pokemon storage system because he's so old-fashioned. So it's like you can take it in the obvious way, which is that he's just old-fashioned because he's a grandpa, or that it's not just that he's old-fashioned, but he's from ancient times and all of this is new to him. Next year's Black and White remake / Legends theory. Yo T-Tar, after watching your latest video about that unnamed map, I realized something. The Unova region is based on New York, right? But in the past, while America was still a colony, part of Netherlands colonies were set up in New York. So this is about the idea of that unnamed map that you can see in the Indigo disc being the hint for the next region, which would be somewhere like the Netherlands. So if the Netherlands and what Unova is based on have history, then they can connect this in Black and White revisits. The point I'm trying to make is a new game in Unova will probably focus on the development process and creation of the Unova region. But in the region that is the Netherlands, with the original dragon possibly coming from the region of the Netherlands. That's kind of sick. So yeah, it's like this, Legends Unova, right? Or it would be called Legends Kyurem, and it would be lore about Unova but it will show that the original dragon came from the Netherlands region, so this Legends game would take place in a different region and be the prequel to Unova still. That's kinda sick. This goes perfectly with Game Freak stretching their legs. I also think Game Freak might be kinda nervous about making a past Unova because they don't want it to feel the same as how they did Sinnoh's past, right? Where we just got one village and we're setting out doing tasks. They might feel a bit nervous making it feel like it's the same system rehashed. So by making this prequel where we actually plot twist and reveal that the original dragon came from somewhere, and that's where the Legends game for Unova takes place, this is sick. Now, okay, we got some inconsistencies here. Obviously, Unova's lore goes back to at least 2,500 years ago to where the Relic Castle is made. And also when the original dragon split, it was because the twin heroes had a different vision for Unova. And obviously this stuff with the Netherlands happened in much more recent times than 2,500 years. Not that Game Freak and Pokemon have to follow it that accurately, but Legends Arceus, how far back they went was kind of accurate to Japan, like 150 years ago too. But if they decide that they take some liberties and they make that Netherlands crap happen way in the past, then it works. Because what could happen is they come from the Netherlands, they come to Unova, and that's why they have two different visions for this brand new region, right? One wants Unova to be about truths, ideals, then they clash and destroy it. Actually, apparently the twin heroes made Unova using the original dragon, so it actually makes even more sense that unless the dragon was out roaming somewhere, that the dragon must have belonged somewhere before then. Alright, you know what, y'all? I think they can mess with... They don't have to make things accurate to real life. The Legends Arceus example is just an off example, because think about it. The Kalos ultimate weapon 3,000 years ago, France. Yeah, we can take liberties with the time periods. Like for example, with Kalos, when we speculate who Kalos went to war with, there are some histories with France going to war with neighboring places around it. Like the UK and France once had the 100-Year War, so that would be Kalos and Galar. We had the Italian Wars, which is a region we haven't even visited yet. And we even had civil wars in France, which would mean Kalos going to war against itself. But you see all these examples, the ancient war happened 3,000 years ago. Clearly, these real-life examples are way more recent. So they could totally change it up and make it seem like the people who founded Unova actually came from a different region, and that's where the original dragon is from. Y'all. Alright, make sure y'all shank that like button. Remember to keep enjoying y'all's holidays. Send me more of y'all's theories. Here's the email, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.